Hey guys, what's up? What's going on out there today? Hey, Brent Abel here at webtennis.com, another episode of the Tennis Mindset Project. And today was maybe some major tough love for you. Something I used to do way too often. And it's just wrong. It's just flat out wrong. And so look, here's what happens is we get into a match and we start to not have the kind of day that we did yesterday, right? Yesterday we went out there, played great tennis, maybe had a good win, went out there today expecting to be able to play at the same level. And the next thing you know is just whatever it is, the tennis gods are conspiring against us. Things aren't going right. That guy's having himself a really good day over there. At least for the last 15 or 20 minutes, he's been having himself a day. And, and or for the last 15 or 20 minutes, I've been just making way too many unforced errors. What was there yesterday's not there today. So what happens is we get a little self-conscious about the possibility that we're going to lose to this guy today. This guy might be a little bit, he could be rated a little bit under what your skill level is. I mean, on paper, you ought to be beating this guy 8 out of 10 times, right? But yet today's match is not going that way. It looks like today's going to end up as two of those 10 times. And so what we start to do in our mind, and the match isn't even, maybe we're at the end of the first set and things aren't going well. We're serving at 3-5, and we start this story building of excuses as to why, if we lose today, we're going to be able to walk off the court and tell the fellas, well, here's what happened today, and the list of potential excuses is a mile long. It's unbelievable what we can come up with in our mind during the match to start building that story of the excuse that we can say at the end of the match that if we lose today, here's why. And so I used to do that. It's a little rough to be able to say that, but I'll be honest with you. I used to come up with some really great stories that were just total BS as to why I lost on that day to someone that maybe I shouldn't have. Or maybe it was a really close match, right? Against some guy who's the same skill level, but just got into the story building early. I needed that excuse to be able to say why this happened today. So what I eventually came to believe is that, look, we're going to lose matches. It doesn't, there's no way that we're going to win every single stinking time. And if you do, obviously, you're sandbagging at whatever rating you've got. I mean, if you're playing these NTRP events where they're not based on age group, right, but they're based on a skill level rating, eventually over time, I guess you get busted in terms of, wow, man, you're winning every time, and the scores really aren't that very close. I mean, we got to adjust your rating, right? So if that's the case, all right, I get it. But all things being equal, the story building excuse thing, it never really gives you that clarity of here's where I am in the match right now. Here's what I need to do differently. Here's what this guy right now is doing really well. I need to find a way to not allow him to do that anymore. And it could be something as simple as, okay, let's just extend the time of today's match. Let's take the full 25 seconds between points that were allowed legally according to the rules. Let's take the full 90 seconds on side changes, and let's slow things down. Let's extend the points for as long as we can, right? I'm not saying you got to be a total pusher on this thing, but maybe you've got to do some probing in terms of what can we do to extend the point to at least keep the point neutral for a while until maybe the guy coughs up a really low risk offensive opportunity for you to really do some damage. But until then, you've got to get out of your mind in terms of excuse making, story building for what you're possibly going to say at the end of the match to the boys, and instead you've got to realize that, hey, look, on any given day, there's a chance we can all lose a match. And that's not the end of the world right there, right? In fact, it's a great in your face reality check as to be able to maybe get, you get a little disappointed for an hour or two afterwards, but then it's time to really dive in and go, okay, here's what happened today. And this is what I need to go out and work on in the next couple of practice sessions. Now you've got some clarity on that. But if that doesn't happen, if your things aren't going your way, I'm telling you, the only way to really give yourself a chance to win today's match is to, like I just said, I like to extend the time as much as possible in the points and between points and on the side changes. And I really, really want to dive into, okay, what is this guy doing well today, right? What could I do better in terms of not giving that opponent what they're doing well? How could, if they're dinging their forehand, okay, dude, you're just not going to see another forehand. I don't care how I get it over there to your backhand, but I'm going to do it. If that means I've got to underspin everything, literally underspin the backhand, literally underspin forehands, literally bunt and whatever, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I don't care what it looks like. If the ego is so wrapped up in how you look out there, then you're going to become a story building excuse monster. We don't want you to do that, right? Again, I'm not pointing the finger directly at you, but if your ego gets in the way in terms of there's just so many ways it can, right? So let's just find a way to overcome that. But you got to find clarity in terms of probing, and clarity might not happen right off the bat, right? It might take you a few games, and you might lose a couple of games along the way as you're probing to find out, what can I do differently? What can I do to maybe change this guy's contact point? Should I go lower? Should I go higher? Should I do both? Should I play the ball slower? Maybe this guy loves pace. Maybe I'm hitting the ball really well, and he's just going, dude, thank you. That's exactly what I want. Okay, now we're not going to give you that. We're going to do something different. Maybe we're going to loop a few high roller forehands into the guy's backhand, right? But you got to get away from things not going well right now, things not going right for you in today's match, and start building excuses so that at the end of the match, if you lose it, you've got something that will make you feel better. Oh, well, here's the reason I lost today. Not only make you feel better, but, be able to tell the guys, the fellas, here's what happened today. Used to do that, just never moved the needle in terms of becoming a better player. I've always thought that on those days, and I can feel it when things aren't going well, when I used to get frustrated, start that story building thing, I now just relish that. I look at that, okay, here's a beautiful challenge, right? I mean, look, when things are going well, when you're just hitting on all cylinders, how easy is that? It's super easy. The match just goes like that. And yet players want to go, well, how do I get to that every day? Man, no one's got that $1 million nugget there for you to say, well, if you do this, then every day when you go out and play your singles and or doubles, you're going to play out of your mind. You're going to play unconsciously. You're going to play, unbelievably. It's never ever happened to any tennis player in the world, right? All of us have those days. And in fact, all of us have those days where we, maybe not the entire time, but we play well, right? And we just desperately want to know the formula. What is that thing? And to me, that thing is just when it happens and it's rare, baby, love it. Love it. But the reality is that most matches we play are managing the mediocre, right? We're just managing the average. And basically what that means is we're making fewer unforced errors than that guy over there, right? We're staying in the point a little bit longer than that guy's willing to do over there. Our shot tolerance, meaning that if we have to go for 6, 7, 8 shots in the point, we're willing to do it until we finally earn that nice kind of low risk offensive opportunity, right? Our perception sometimes of what offensive opportunities are so high risk, but we just lie to ourselves and just go, oh, I can ding that thing. I can thread the needle up the line on this guy because I don't want to stay in the point. I want to get this. I want to look for the exit. I want the point to be over. Oops, missed that one. So yeah, I'm getting a little off topic here. Getting a little revved up about this. So I want you to really, really embrace those times when things aren't going well, and and accept that as a challenge to be able to discover, okay, what can I do differently here in this match? And again, it could be as simple as let's extend the time, right? If I'm gonna lose today's match, then I want it to be I want to be a 2.5 hour grinder. If I lose this match, I want that guy today to go over, tomorrow to come out and have to play a match and go, I'm in pain, man. That match yesterday with that guy was brutal. And the chances are, if you do that, if you go ahead and decide, if nothing else, I'm going to extend the time. Look, if you're in great shape, wow. I mean, to me, it seems like you've got the advantage. If you can keep this guy out there as long as possible on a stinking hot day, right? I think you got the advantage. So there's another reason right there. Get your butt fit. I mean, just ridiculously fit. And which leads me to another. Let me get a little off topic here. But why aren't we just the fittest guy in our age group? Why aren't we the fittest guy in that skill level group? I mean, it's a controllable. I mean, it is. It's part of tennis. It's something that we can depend on if things aren't going well for us, right? If we need more time today to be able to figure out this guy, okay, well, then we're going to extend the time, and because of the fitness, we can do that with some clarity. Look, I can't remember who the coach was that says, but fatigue makes, I don't know what the thing was, but makes a baby out of all of us. I can't remember what it was, but once you get a guy tired over there, man, I think you're looking good. So anyway, get back on topic. Stop building the excuse story if things aren't going right for you today. Just stop it, right? Start probing, start looking, start getting some clarity in terms of what do they want you to give them. Decide you're not going to do that. And maybe they're hiding something over there that you've not recognized yet. And start giving them a steady diet of that thing, right? And again, if nothing else, just how long can you keep this guy out here as you continue to probe? Or maybe you continue to disrupt that guy's timing, who apparently right now for the last 20 minutes can't miss a ball. Okay, well, let's be real. How many guys can go out there and not miss a ball for a full two sets? Very few. Very few. And lots of times if someone plays out of their mind for 2 sets, it's your fault. If you got a guy that you're playing against and that guy can't miss a ball, you're feeding the beast. And I always think that if I get thumped by some guy where the guy's playing out of his mind, that's on me, right? Unless I'm playing, some guy who's way, way above my skill level. Okay, well, that's different, right? How many times are you going to beat a guy who's way above your skill level? And the chances are almost zero. The only chance might be that there's a freak injury over there, the guy retires. But look, if a guy at your skill level, a hair better than you are, a hair less than you are, is having a day, I mean the entire day, I think that's on you. I think we're enabling that. And so there you have it. Anyway, yeah, all over the map today. But I think you get the idea of what the message is I'm trying to get across today. Hope this has been helpful. Look, guys, down below, let me know in the comments area what's on your mind. Any questions, any comments, remarks, feedback. Love to read your stuff. Absolutely. I'm sincere about that. I love to read what's on your mind and be able to respond. And look, if you want to keep the conversation private, we can do that as well. Brent, B-R-E-N-T, @webtennis.com. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Hope today's little episode, the Tennis Mindset Project, the Little Tough Love, has been helpful for you. And as always, time for us to get out there, help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, see you again next time.